Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen, as always, I do go by the name of a loose cannon alongside my co-host. Left-handed is in the building. Peace. What's going on, Left?
Peace, peace. What's good, Paul? What's good, man? We in the building once again. The odd partners in your face, in your eye, live and direct. Let's get it popping, man.
Hey, we're going to try something a little different, left-handed. Obviously, the big dog got himself something going on, so all shows are going to be put aside, going live. So we're doing some stuff on our own, getting some content out there for the audience to start paying a little more attention to us, because I'm pretty sure we deserve that, left-handed, don't we?
Yes, man. Yes, man. We give out dope sports content, man, and we live and direct with it, and we on point, and this is what we do. So we trying to get ourselves out there. Actually, we are getting ourselves out there. And shout out to the big homie, man, for making his power moves and all that. But we doing what we do, and sports is our thing, so we're going to get right into it and keep it rocking.
That's what it is. Basically, for everybody that don't know us, don't remember us for some reason, we are the two men who brought the heat once in a while to the Star Chamber. We sat alongside the dude. We were on Star Live and Direct, calling the sports, man. And what we wound up doing was taking that objective hate perspective that we were taught, that we learned on dealing with other shit, and we're bringing that to the sports world, man. Something that they need, you know what I mean?
That's right, man. So that's what it is, man. So that's what we're doing right now, man. So again, it don't stop, man. We still gonna keep doing what we do, and hope that y'all like it, man. And we're gonna still rock for y'all, man. We're in the building, the odd partners, man. I'm left-handed. That's my man Paul the Plumber, aka Loose Cannon. So let's get it popping. Let's get right into it, man. Not too much talking. Let's go.
First things first, Patriots, Eagles, deja vu. Back at it again. Will history repeat itself? You know, let's get right to it, man. Left-handed, there's a picture that's going around the internet that everybody sees, especially for some reason, these New York Jet fans, these haters out there winded up putting it all over social media, yada, yada, yada. They got video of the back judge, Tony Steratore, that's celebrating with the New England Patriots during the first touchdown, which took place in the second quarter versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. You familiar with the video?
I saw it, man. It's crazy.
Now, what did you see? For whoever hasn't watched this video, what did you see?
I saw him when they were celebrating the touchdown. I saw him in the middle celebrating the touchdown, and he was smiling and grinning like he's down with the team. I saw that.
Like he was doing the Dougie. What was he doing, the Dougie or something? When you say celebrating?
No, he was doing some kind of dance. Maybe it might have been the Harlem Shake or something. He was doing something. He was acting like he was really, really happy to be there. That's all I know. He was really, really happy to be there, and that's what it is. And I saw a couple of instances with the referees are acting a little chummy at the end of the game. The guy pats Tom Brady in the chest and tells him it's a good game. I mean, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, and if we didn't see it with our own eyes, you would think we were lying. And I saw the picture, I saw the video, I saw all of that, man. It's not really a good look for the referees. And you hear a lot of people talking about how that game, you know, and Patriots games in particular are called. You know, and if we can see it from our television screens, I know, you know, what they're seeing on the field is some bullshit, definitely. And when you see video of the referees literally partying with them on the field as they score, you know what I mean? So what else you need to say? What else needs to be said, man?
So basically, the referees did everything except for fucking throw a blindside block, is what you're saying, that they were fucking with the Patriots like that. I mean, obviously, we know the history with the whole cheating and the Spygate and everything that is going against the New England Patriots. For some reason, they will not be looked at as the greatest team ever, which I truly believe they are. But, for example, what we're talking about just seeing this weekend, we know the history that took place this season. You know, the Patriots, you know, they got calls going their way, whether it was the touchdown drop versus the New York Jets earlier in the season, the touchdown drop versus the Pittsburgh Steelers that took place a few weeks ago. Now we had a few questionable pass interference calls this weekend against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I thought we was gonna be on opposite ends on that. The push out of bounds, that was not pass interference. I don't know what the hell that referee was looking at, yo. And that's just an instance right there. If you're a Patriot, like a supporter or whatever, then you're gonna be like a pass interference. Where was the pass interference at? He didn't bump into him until he got out of bounds. And that's not pass interference. So I'm not understanding what the referees be looking at, man. So now I'm kind of convinced, because Loose Cannon was trying to tell me, you know what I mean, that, you know, you got to rock with the Patriots and the referees. So, again, it's definitely looking that way, man. It's definitely looking that way, and I don't really like it. But what you gonna do about it? Game is over.
Now listen, left hand. I am a New England Patriots supporter. Okay, that day I was a New England Patriots supporter because obviously with the teases that I took, I was supposed to win by 1 point. So we were down, and obviously when Brandon Cooks was running down the sideline, even before I seen contact, I was bitching for a flag, yelling for a flag. The flag comes out, and left-handed, the first thing on my mind was, holy shit. Holy shit, what the fuck is the referee watching? But not only did he bail the Patriots out, he also bailed me out of a minus wager that I could have took. Now, let me give you some numbers real quick since we're on this subject. The New England Patriots, on the offensive side of the ball, on the defensive side of the ball, you know how many penalties they had together combined? About. Give me an idea what you think.
Maybe 1 or 2, if that.
Left-handed, 0. 0 penalties for 0 yards on the offense and on the defense. Jacksonville Jaguars, on the other hand, flagged 6 times for 98 total yards. Now, obviously, we recall the whole Rob Gronkowski helmet to helmet. Was that a penalty?
Yeah, but I think that he did. I think he did what he needed to do because either it would have hit him in the head or hit him in the knees. Now, which one? You pick your poison, man. So I mean, I'm not excusing what Barry Church did, but again, it could have been worse. He could have went after Rob Gronkowski's knees, and then that would have been another story altogether. But again, you reap what you sow. You know what I mean? Because Rob Gronkowski was, bullying my man in Buffalo, jumped on him, and I think it is what it is. It's all in the game. That's what Rob Gronkowski will say. So it's all in the game. So again, the penalty was called. That one was deserved. But that 32-yard pass interference on A.J. Boye, I don't know about that. And again, back to the referee situation. What are you going to do? How can you beat the Patriots and the referee? You can't. And again, a lot of it, I'm not putting it on the referees. I'm not putting all of it on the referees. A lot of it was on Jacksonville too. They went into after halftime. They came out in the second half. They kind of forgot how they got to where they were. I mean, even though New England responded by shutting down the running game and things of that nature, Blake Bortles kind of took a step back. You know what I mean? They kind of let the pressure get to them. And Jalen Ramsey, he let the pressure get to him. You know what I'm saying? He got busted a couple of times. I saw it. But again, Jacksonville had a good season. I'm not going to blame it on the referees, man. I'm not. Patriots are a great team. They did what they had to do. Jacksonville covered the 7. You know what I mean? So again, I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to be a good game. But hey, the Patriots are the Patriots. They're going back to the Super Bowl again.
Now, when they go back to the Super Bowl, are they going back with Rob Gronkowski, or is he going to miss back-to-back Super Bowls? Because like you said, it's pick your poison. You either take the man out by the legs, which he already proved they're made of Jell-O, because last year, a few years before that, he got hurt when it came to taking shots below the waist, which I believe were also called penalties. This time, the big man himself, the motherfuckers who's always flexing in the mirror, taking his shirt off and all of this bullshit, gets it head on by a DB, by a safety, by a man much smaller than him, and the fucking guy sits out the second half of the most important game of this year. Now I gotta ask you, Rob Gronkowski, a great tight end he is he the Jay Cutler of fucking of tight ends? Because everybody knows when Jay Cutler took a shot, man, he had no problem walking off the fucking field, leaving the game. Like, what is it with this dude that for some reason, like I said, it's either his lower body gets shot and he's done for the year. Now all of a sudden, concussion protocol. Come on, man, this is something he should have got up and fucking, the way he always scores a touchdown and does that damn robot, he should have robot off the fucking field, man. But listen, but...
I mean, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I mean, with Rob Gronkowski, man, he's a big dude, and, he likes to, flex his muscles. But again, it's a situation where he just, got the short end of the stick. He got clobbered. The Super Bowl's in 2 weeks, so I think, he should be back. He should be fine. Huh?
No, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Hello? Oh. Yeah, the Super Bowl's in 2 weeks, so Rob Gronkowski should be all right. He should be fine. But again, man, you reap what you sow, man. You know. But again, I'm not blaming Barry Church, man, because again, he did what he had to do, man. Again, it was either hit him in the knees or hit him in the head, and that's what he did. And that's what happened. So you take that's all in the game. But the Patriots, going back to the Super Bowl again, playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, familiar foes. They were in Super Bowl 39 against each other, man, back in 2004. The Eagles, this is when they had Donovan McNabb, and when they traded for T.O., to be that impact guy that helped them get to the Super Bowl, and that's exactly what they did. If you recall, Donovan McNabb had the best season of his career back in 2004, completing 64% of his passes, over 3,800 yards and 31 touchdowns, making the first quarterback to ever throw for more than 30 touchdowns and fewer than 10 interceptions in the season. He had 8.
Hey, left-handed. Also, the first quarterback to get a fucking ESPN gig and then get kicked off for sexual harassment. Let's not forget about the important stuff.
We was gonna get to that part.
Let's not forget about the important stuff.
But yeah, man,
when it comes to McNabb.
He threw up on the field in the Super Bowl too, man. T.O. said he was shook, scared to look. But yeah, if you remember that Super Bowl, man, the Eagles, did what they needed to do, but the Patriots outlasted them. But Donovan McNabb and T.O. had a little beef. Remember, T.O. came back off the broken leg and things of that nature, and Donovan McNabb was throwing up because they said he was nervous or whatever the case may be. But yeah, they played each other in the Super Bowl before. The Patriots beat them 24-21. And yeah, the rematch is going to be in 2 weeks. And, it is what it is. But yeah, that Eagles and Vikings game, Paul, where were you at with that game, man? What did you think about that game?
First of all, Paul is out there working. Paul is out there picking up shit. Loose cannon on the fucking line this week.
Loose cannon in the building.
Loose cannon, left-handed in the building. What are the odds? Before we get to the Philadelphia Eagles breakdown, we're gonna break down that game. Obviously, it was a fucking sleeper. But since you're talking Philadelphia, since you're talking the state of Pennsylvania, let me just shift a little west if I can. Pittsburgh Steelers. Steeler Nation. Left-handed Steelers Nation. This is supposed to be the most loyalist fans traveling base when it comes to a sporting team. Where's the fucking loyalty when it comes to Steeler Nation? This season, first of all, we had James Harrison leaves the team to go play for the New England Patriots, which means he's Super Bowl bound. Then you got Le'Veon Bell a week before the game they played Jacksonville, the division championship, says that he's going to sit next season if Pittsburgh puts a franchise tag on him. Now we got offensive coordinator Todd Haley joining division rivals. I don't even know if you could call them rivals, because fucking rivals, you got to go back and forth when it comes to winning and losing. But let's just call division rivals going to be coaching for the Cleveland Browns. What do you think about that move, left-handed?
Right. You know what? They finally came to an impasse and said, it's either going to be my way or the highway, and Todd Haley had to bounce. They've had problems before, with Todd Haley in the offense, be it Ben Roethlisberger, be it the receivers, be it the running back. So Todd Haley, man, outlived his usefulness in Pittsburgh. And going to Cleveland, to me, that's hustling backwards. But I think that
hustling backwards, you can't go no worse than 0 wins. You can't go no worse than 0 wins. You can only go up.
Yeah, he's hustling backwards. And again, I think that he might have been thirsty for a job to get right back into it, and he feels like he has a vendetta against the Steelers. He wanted to stay in the division, and he went to Cleveland. I can't explain that move, but I'm not Todd Haley either. But yeah, man, the Steelers are going through some things right now. Le'Veon Bell talking about he's going to either sit out or retire if they franchise him. Again, Luce, man, with football, man, those contracts aren't guaranteed, man. So again, you could sign for $100 million today, tear up your knee, and they'll cut you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not on anybody's side in this. I just think that either you gonna lock the dude down or you not. Give him what he wants or let him go. And the Steelers are one of those teams, man, that they stand on their principle. They stay on their square. So Le'Veon Bell has to deal with that. But as far as what the Steelers are going through, it just caught up with them, man. It caught up with them.
Listen. When they step on the field next season, they better start coming out to fucking Chris Brown. These hoes ain't loyal, because not for nothing, everybody in that fucking locker room showed how loyal they are to the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the greatest franchises in sports history. One guy leaves, one of your all-time sack leader leaves to play for the New England Patriots. Your head coach goes to coach the Cleveland Browns, and Hugh Jackson still has a fucking job for some reason. I mean, I don't know, left-handed. I think that's hustling backwards by not getting rid of a coach like Hugh Jackson.
They cut James Harrison, so I mean, what is he gonna do? And that's what
he asked to leave. He asked to leave. He didn't just get cut out of nowhere. He asked to leave.
And so they parted ways with him and he bounced. So there it is with that one. So I don't think that James Harrison did anything too wrong. You know what I mean? He got to eat too. He got to work, and he's gonna get another Super Bowl ring. And it just is what it is. But I think that as far as being loyal or whatever, loyalty is going to take you only so far as you can go. Because I think if the Steelers would have, not made the playoffs this year or something like that, they might have ended up getting rid of Mike Tomlin. Even though, that team, you could recall the last three coaches they had going back 30-plus years. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. So, again, that team is, loyal when it comes to their coaches. But as far as the players, that's a whole different story, man. And James Harrison, he just did what he had to do,
Now, since
you don't want me, I'll find somebody who does. It just happens to be New England.
Now, since we're talking about holding L's, since we're talking about how the Steelers are holding L's, how Cleveland Browns, obviously they're going to try to hold another fucking 17 L's, you're a New Yorker, yes?
Yes, sir.
Brooklyn, New York, you're from. Me, born in Brooklyn, raised in Staten Island, New York, finally left that fucking dump. New York City has to hold a huge L. And when I say New York City, I'm talking New York City sport fans. Okay? Sunday night, after the games were over, after both conference championship games were over, the number one monument in New York City, the Empire State Building, do you have any, can you tell us a little more about this? Because you might be in bird eye's view where you could have actually seen this live.
Listen, man, I feel like, let me just vent for a minute. Shit is getting kind of soft, man. I think you're talking about where they want to put the Empire State Building, which is a landmark, you know what I mean, New York City, all of that, in Eagles or New England Patriots colors.
No, they did put it in. They did put it in Patriots.
I was getting to that. I was going to get to that. They ended up doing it, but yeah, they did do it. But my point was going to be, who came up with this idea? They need somebody to smack the shit out of them. Like, when do we ever see some New York Yankee shit up in Boston, or some New York Giants shit in Philly? They're not going to do that shit. Who the fuck came up with that idea to put the Empire State Building in green and red and blue or whatever the fuck? No, that's not what you do. I don't know what the fuck that was about. I can't call it. All I know is that it made the city look real soft, man.
Left-handed. I spent Monday morning watching reruns of fucking King Kong, hoping he knocked the fucking building down for some reason. I was hoping out of nowhere shit would have just changed, and King Kong knocked this fucking building over. You got the New York Jets' biggest rivals, who they hate so much, who they're so jealous of. You got half the side of the Empire State Building lit up in the New England Patriots side. Then you got the New York Giants. Let me ask you something. You're a New York Giants fan. Would you rather see a Cowboys win the Super Bowl or the fucking... Oh, excuse me. No, you're not. You're not a Giants. What am I saying? You're not a Giants fan. Pardon me. But New York Giant fans that we know, they'd much rather see any 30 other teams win a Super Bowl instead of the Philadelphia Eagles. And the fucking New York City goes and puts the Empire State Building on green and white.
Right. I don't believe that shit. That's just crazy, man. It's crazy. It makes you a laughing stock. Now people you know what I mean? You just gonna come in and just be Bogart and shit like that, man. I don't even know where that idea came from. Where did that? I don't get it. I wouldn't give a fuck if it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You don't put their colors on the Empire State Building. And that's my team. No, you don't do that shit. But anyway, man, again, like I said, man, it's a sign of, the city altogether, man, just being really, really
getting
soft.
Getting soft.
I mean, trying to turn this to soft. Really, SOFTT out this motherfucker.
Hey, left-handed, that's even softer than the fucking New York radio stations playing Lil Yachty and the Migos. Everything out in New York City is taking fucking losses.
It's soft, man. Everything is on some Walt Disney shit, and I don't get it. Everything is on some Walt Disney. The only thing that we got right now that's popping as far as sports is concerned is the Yankees. That's it. That's all we got. The Knicks is garbage, right? We know the Jets and the Giants to deal with them, all right? We're trying to get St. John's basketball back, but that's neither here nor there. But as far as the professional is concerned, the Rangers is skidding, the Islanders are skidding, okay? You know what I mean? The Devils are doing their thing, you know what I mean? But, I mean, as far as on point, the only shit that we got right now is the Yankees. And we thought we had the Empire State Building, but we don't got that either. We got it in Eagles colors and the Patriots colors. Couldn't make up your fucking mind.
Hey, a few weeks.
So you want to please everybody.
A few weeks ago, you guys also thought that the New York Knicks were going to be relevant as well, right? When they were close to 500.
Yeah.
Psych.
They were close to 500.
Psych.
Go ahead.
Psych. Psych.
Sure. Yeah, man. When they're that's my spot. I mean, I believe in the Knicks, man. Good, bad, and indifferent, man. I rock with them. And again, we know what it is, man. Once that long road trip came up, we knew that, it was going to get back to normal. And basically, that's what it is. The Knicks are trying to get back to, respectability now. Right now, I'm looking at 5 games under 500, 3-7 in the last 10. But it's just the same old Knicks, man. The road record is crazy, 6-17. We can't seem to really catch a grasp of what we want to be. Do we want to, try to score with everybody? Do we want to pound the ball inside? We play no defense. I'm watching the game Friday night against Utah, and it's like every time Utah put up a shot, nobody was there to crash the boards for the Knicks. All you saw was white jerseys for Utah. We won the game. That's a great thing. But, inside the game, man, inside the game, where are the fucking rebounds?
Hey, left-handed, we're gonna get to basketball shortly. Left-handed, we're gonna start doing our segments like that, man.
Yeah, I be going off. My bad.
No, don't be going off. That's
running my mouth.
No, you're bad at all. That's what we're here to do. We're here to run our fucking mouths. Like we said, guys, we're trying something a little different. We're recording on our own. Uh-huh. We're gonna record on our own. You're gonna see more videos. Check us out. What are the odds on Snitch Network? As we're talking New York real quick, if we can, we shut it down like this. Well, when it comes to New York football, Pat Shurmur to the New York Giants head coach. Good move.
You know what? To me, loose cannon seems like the Giants settled, man. First they were talking about Matt Patricia, then they were talking about what's the other kid from the Patriots that they was that's going to the Colts, Josh McDaniels.
Right.
Okay, they talked about those guys, and then now it's Pat Shurmur. So to me, after Matt Patricia said no, and after Josh McDaniels was like, no, thank you. They went to the next best dude. It's Pat Shurmur now. He's going to be working, offensively and trying to make the Giants do what they do. But now going in, you know what you got to deal with. Eli Manning. You got to get that offense together. Is he going to be the dude to do it? Loose cannon. It takes a year or two, man, for an offense, to get together with a new coach or a new offensive coordinator. So. Again, man, I'm not really sure about this move, man, with Pat Shurmur. We'll see, and especially his last game, he coached in the NFC Championship, man. That wasn't too outstanding, but it is what it is. We'll see how it ends up with Pat Shurmur and the Giants.
Right. All right. Hey, before we finish our little football segment right here, let's talk about one thing. All right. Before the season started, preseason, it was even before preseason. I believe it was a little after OTAs and all of that. Eagles right tackle, offensive tackle, Lane Johnson, they got him on video making a statement promising all Eagle fans that if they won a Super Bowl, and I quote, unquote, however the fuck that saying goes, I'm giving out beer to everybody. End of quote, okay? Now, let me ask you something. if Philadelphia Eagles, if they do happen to win in the Super Bowl, due to the referees catching amnesia or some shit like that, I expect to see kegs of beer all over Broad Street during the ticker take parade. All right? Now, he better be a man of his word. Should be a man of his word. Now, the question is this. I need you to close your eyes, left-handed. Picture this, all right? Eagles down by 6 points. Last play of the game. Jay Ajayi or LeGarrette Blount on the 2-yard line, 3-yard line, runs over the Pats defense into the end zone. If you're right tackle Lane Johnson, you got about at least $2 million worth of beer that you're going to owe. Do you grab a Patriots defensive lineman to get the holding call and deny the touchdown? Or do you let him score? And do you fucking serve beer, be a man of your word to all these savages? And let's not get it fucked up. Those Philadelphia Eagle fan base, they are savages.
Listen, you know what? If I'm Lane Johnson, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to take my Super Bowl bonus, and everybody in Philadelphia is getting a beer. If they can get 2 if they want. That's what it is. So I don't think that's going to be too much of a thing. I think he's going to come through. And especially, man, if he made that, that statement on video before the season started, he's got to come through on that. You know what I mean? So, again, if they win the Super Bowl, then, take that Super Bowl bonus and buy beer. Spend your Super Bowl bonus on beer. That's what that is. That's what that is.
Free
the odd partners in the building, man, doing what we do.
Left-handed, free beer left-handed. I might become a Philadelphia Eagles fan. You heard? I don't mean to cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm just picturing it now, man. Free beer. I'm thinking about turning into a fucking an Eagles fan. Like, what do I got to do to turn into an Eagles fan? Do I got to throw my baby out the fucking window? Or do I got to, like, shit on my neighbor's doorstep? Because, yo, that's some crazy shit that them motherfuckers do. They win the game. Did you see the antics that they did to the Minnesota Vikings tour bus?
Yeah. And again, they don't play in Philly, man. In anticipation of them winning, they knew it was going to be pandemonium and chaos in the streets. So they was taking Crisco, vegetable shortening, the oil shit you fry your chicken with, and they was reaching down the light poles so the people wouldn't climb on the light poles and shit. And motherfuckers was climbing on the light poles. And I'm saying Philadelphia is wild, yo. I never heard of no shit like that. They was taking actual Crisco and wiping down the fucking light poles so the people wouldn't climb on them. But it was like, fuck that. They climbed on them anyway. But as far as trying to be an Eagles fan, man, I don't know, man. Maybe you got to, paint your face green and run up down Broad Street butt naked or something.
For 2 free beers, I'm fucking down. I'm down.
2 free beers?
I'm game.
Man, stranger things have happened, man. Stranger things have happened. I know it's going to be a whole lot of people, trying to get their beer on, man, and all that. And I'm not mad at Lane Johnson, man. And again, that's the thing where you make a prediction, before the season started, and who knows, did he know deep down inside that they would go, get to the Super Bowl, and now they got to win it? Fuck that beer, man. Pay for that shit. Get that shit.
Yeah, I got to do some research. I got to see how much this offensive tackle makes because we ain't talking no $10 million player right here. You know what I mean? If we're talking about $250,000 a year, he's going to win the Super Bowl and be down about $1.5 million.
He get more than that, Luce. You know what I mean? Again, like I said, he could take the Super Bowl bonus. And somebody's going to sponsor it. So, you know what I mean? So, again, that'd be a good look. You know what I'm saying? So, again, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of beer now. Don't get it twisted. I'm with you on that. It's going to be, the tab is going to be crazy high. But, he can afford it, and it's for a good cause.
No, we're talking about affording.
But you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen after that because, they're savages out there. So they're going to get tipsy. They're going to get some alcohol up in them, and it's going to be, pandemonium about that motherfucker.
Now listen. Now we're talking about, like you said, free beers and all. Now supposedly Super Bowl 52 tickets out in Minnesota, they've dropped. The prices have dropped over $1,000 face value per ticket from the first touchdown that the Minnesota Vikings scored until the final whistle of the game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. All right. For instance, there was a fan who actually bought during the game. Bought 2 tickets because he was confident in his Vikings for $18,000. Tuesday morning, he didn't do it Monday. Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, left-handed resold those 2 tickets for $12,000. Took a $6,000 loss, pay cut. All right? Now, after all the Philadelphia Eagle fans, you know, all the videos that they posted that we seen on YouTube and all of that shit, to me it seems like none of them lowlifes would even be able to afford a hot dog or a fucking beer in that Minnesota stadium during the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I hear you.
So I'm asking you this. If these Eagle fans ain't going to fucking fly out there, they ain't going to support their team, because like I said, you could tell by the way these bum-ass Eagle fans dress and act, they can't afford to get in the building. What do you think for this Super Bowl, what do you think the lowest face value ticket's going to be to enter the building? Because when it was out here in New York, to get in the building was 5 G's. What's your take on this year's Super Bowl?
Man, first year of the building, Super Bowl, maybe 2,500, 3,000, the lowest ticket, 3,000.
You think $3,000 to get you in the building?
That's way up top of the nosebleed.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. All right, cool.
So something like that, man. You know what I mean? But again, man, they're not going to afford it anyway, so they're going to get together, have a bunch of Super Bowl parties, get with their friends, you know what I mean? And, you know, somebody will open up the window and be able to let the people outside look in through the window or whatever, watch the game or whatever, or put it on the side of the building during the commercials or some shit like that. But, again, man, they got to, you know, do what they got to do now. Now the Super Bowl's here. February 4th is going down. You know, we got 2 weeks to talk about it. And, you know, let's not run it into the ground. The Patriots and the Eagles do their thing, and we'll see what happens.
That's it. Hey, we got enough time. We got close to 2 weeks to talk about this, so we'll be giving our predictions. We'll be giving our breakdowns within the next few shows. Left-handed, loose cannon. What are the odds? We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back with some NBA news, some boxing news, some MMA news. What else we got lined up on the table, Left?
We got some little hot stove baseball talking about, man, a little bit, man. And I want to give out a little awards, man, for the midseason in the NBA. So we'll get into that, man, after the break, man. Our partners in the building.
We'll be right back.